Let's talk about love. Hello and welcome to Sober Living Snippets, where we live alcohol free so we can heal our relationships, feel youthful again, and ditch regret and shame. Love! We are talking about love today. Why? Because Florence Scovel Shinn, who wrote the amazing little book, The Game of Life and How to Play It, and published it in 1925, just for us, wrote chapter 5 and called it Love. Florence opens this chapter by saying, "A new commandment I give unto you, that ye love one another." We've all heard this, that we need to love one another. I don't know about you, but I found this not only difficult, but it just, okay, I'll be honest, it bugged me. I mean, I would roll my eyes, but those of you who know me know that I was quite the cynic back in the day. Alcohol made me very cynical. Not just alcohol, but the life that I had led, the life that I had lived. As you probably know, I was a prostitute for 14 years. I came out of that pretty darn cynical. In fact, 8 years of college didn't take away my cynicism. Neither did 20 years as a college professor. What cured me of cynicism? Sobriety and personal development. That's what cured me of cynicism. So it really had nothing to do with what I was doing in life. Now, to get back to love, I I guess I won't say I didn't believe in love, but it just, I didn't like all this mushy stuff. Now, of course, I know now that that was because I had been hurt badly and I was pretending that I was tough and didn't care and that love wasn't important to me. So it was just a big self-delusion is probably the best word. Now, of course, I'm healed from that, or most of it, or I'm healing from that. That's my goal, like yours. We want to be growing. We have the same goal. That's why we get along so well. We want to be growing because we know that if we're not growing, we're going backwards. So love, let's talk about love. Flossie tells us that we need to love one another. Well, this can be hard, right? People are difficult. How do we love one another? The nice thing is we don't even have to know each other to love one another. And I've talked about this on the snippets before. I send you love every show, and I send you love between shows. When I think about you, I think about you from my heart because I know that if I send love out into the world, that's what I'm going to get back. It doesn't mean I'm doing it just to be selfish. I'm learning. It's taking me a long time because I was very cynical, but I'm learning that love and loving others helps me to love myself more. So there are different types of love. Of course, we love our immediate family. We love our partners. We love our friends at different levels. But just loving in general is very, very powerful if we can learn how to do it. And it really does take a willingness to let go of judgment and let go of cynicism and just let people be who they are. Now let's get back to Flossie. She says, scarcely anyone has the faintest conception of real love. Man is selfish, tyrannical, or fearful in his affections, thereby losing the thing he loves. Jealousy is the worst enemy of love, for the imagination runs riot, seeing the loved one attracted to another, and invariably these fears objectify if they are not neutralized. Oh my goodness! We got to be careful. Are you a person who's jealous? Are you worried about your partner? Or maybe you have a partner who's jealous, or you have in the past. I'm going to do a snippet on jealousy because it is so destructive. The truth is, in this little quote, Flossie is stating a truth that is so powerful and so uncommon. There is very little real, true love out there. Let me give you an example. I want to ask you a question. If your partner or your nearest loved one came to you and said, the thing that's going to make me happy is for me to go my own way for a while. I need some time alone. What would your reaction be? Most of us would not want that to happen. We would feel rejected. We would feel worried. We would feel, why? Who are you going to, like what? We would have all of these bizarre fears. But the fact of the matter is that real love is unselfish. And if we really, truly love that person, we would say to them, my dear, if that's what you need to be happy and fulfilled, please go and go with my love and blessings. Now, come on. Who does that? Do you know anyone capable of doing that? I don't. But this is what she means when she says that real love is unselfish. So I think what she's probably trying to point out, now I'm not pretending I can read her mind, but I can read her words, is that divine love is unselfish. Divine love says to us, okay, go ahead, you got free will, do whatever you want, I will love you regardless. But if you really want to be happy, you might want to follow a righteous path. But I'm not going to force you to love me. I'm not going to force you to be with me. I'm not going to force you to worship me. You have free will to do what you want. That's kind of like divine love, right? Not that I'm speaking for God either, right? I wouldn't want to try that, but it's, as far as I can understand it. So real love is rare. I think that's Flossie's point here, that real love is very rare. She tells a story. Now, I want to read this story to you because it gives such a good example. She says, a woman came to me in deep distress. A man she loved had left her for another woman and said he never intended to marry her. She was torn with jealousy and resentment and said she hoped he would suffer as he had made her suffer, and added, how could he leave me when I love him so much? I replied, you are not loving that man, you are hating him, and added, you can never receive what you have never given. Give a perfect love and you will receive a perfect love. Perfect yourself on this man. Give him a perfect, unselfish love, demanding nothing in return. Do not criticize or condemn, and bless him wherever he is. She replied, no, I won't bless him unless I know where he is. Well, I said, that is not real love. When you send out real love will return to you either from this man or his equivalent. For if this man is not the divine selection, you will not want him. As you are one with God, you are one with the love which belongs to you by divine right. Several months passed, and matters remained the same, but she was working conscientiously with herself. I said, when you are no longer disturbed by his cruelty, he will cease to be cruel, as you are attracting it through your own emotions. She found she was becoming more poised and gradually losing her resentment. He was a captain, and she always called him the Cap. One day, she said suddenly, God bless the Cap wherever he is. I replied, now that is real love. And when you have become a complete circle and are no longer disturbed by the situation, you will have his love or attract its equivalent. I was moving at this time and did not have a telephone, so was out of touch with her for a few weeks when one morning I received a letter saying, we are married. At the earliest opportunity, I paid her a call. My first words were, what happened? Oh, she exclaimed, a miracle. One day I woke up and all suffering had ceased. I saw him that evening and he asked me to marry him. We were married in about a week and I have never seen a more devoted man. Wow. She had to let him go and bless him. She had to let him go and bless him. Now, all right, I don't know many of us could do that, but it worked for this woman. I think that story right there sums up Flossie's message on love. There's more in this chapter. I invite you to read it. I invite you to read this whole book if you're not. But I think that story's enough for us to get her point on love. We must be unselfish and allow those we say we love to do what they need to do. Near the end, Flossie says, follow the path of love and all things are added. For God is love and God is supply. Follow the path of selfishness and greed and the supply vanishes, or man is separated from it. Flossie shares with us the idea of maternal love, and she says, the old idea was if a woman did not worry about her children, she was not a good mother. Now, we know that mother fear is responsible for many of the diseases and accidents which come into the lives of children. Because fear pictures vividly the disease or situation feared, and these pictures objectify, if not neutralized. Happy is the mother who can say sincerely that she puts her child in God's hands and knows, therefore, that he is divinely protected. She talks about this actually in a few different places in this book. She says, if you're worried about somebody, whether it's your child or your partner or your friend, all you're doing is drawing towards that person the thing that you're worried about. If there's somebody in our lives that we love and we care about and they're in a situation, worry will not help them. Instead, we want to visualize them healthy or visualize them safe and send them love right from our hearts. This is all so powerful. It's beyond the ken of a snippet. I'm telling you, right? And, the truth is that I've got out of this chapter, I have at least 3 snippets for the future I want to talk about. One on jealousy, one on parental love, and so on. So I'll end it there. Tomorrow, we are looking at the next chapter, which is intuition or guidance. This is going to be amazing. She's going to teach us how to use our intuition. And of course, this is going to get into the realm of affirmation because that is where all the power lies, according to Flossie. For those of you who don't know and you're wondering what I'm talking about, we are in the middle of studying Florence Scovel Shinn's amazing little book, The Game of Life and How to Play It. By study, I mean I'm just checking in with you daily and giving you a rundown of chapter by chapter. If you've read the book, you're with me. If you haven't, you're still with me because I'm taking care of it for you. Thank you for coming and grabbing your daily snippet. If you want some more support, there's a free sober living community. The link is in the show notes. And your due for today is to send out love to every person you meet from your heart. And by that, I mean, if you don't know how to do that, all you do is just focus your attention on your heart center and think of them, and you'll feel love in that center and send it to them. It's amazing. It's beautiful. And you feel better too. See you tomorrow. Thanks for popping in. Be sure to come back tomorrow so we can keep your head on straight. Sending you buckets of love.